Reporting for duty, Commander. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. Lord Vader won't accept defeat.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Mac's channel. And today is Thursday. Thursday is getting along. It's the 25th.
Remain at your post, Trooper.
I know. The 25th of February. Stay back. Make it. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of stuff I've been running around trying to get this all set up. Like the green screen thing. Okay. There's good news with another vaccine.
Trooper standing by.
Johnson & Johnson. And
ready for action.
the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is pretty good. They're probably going to approve of it by Saturday. This is like Thursday? A few days. It is 87% effective in
Awaiting orders, Commander.
severe cases and 67% effective. Well, whatever. They got this weird thing. They got overall, it's pretty good. It's like 73% effective in the US, 67% South Africa. Because they
Keep
got.
moving, Trooper. Fight for the Empire.
Sorry, excuse me. Cockroaches. And South Africa's got the variants and it's widespread, so, they're still trying to catch up on just getting care down there. Get the vax. So there'll be 3 vaccines. But the thing is, here's the real good news. It's one shot.
Maybe my comlink is broken.
I know. One shot. And that'll be a lot of people because 20 million people got vaccinated in the US, something like that. I mean, out of 20, whatever it is, like half of them only got one shot. So, alright. Welcome to newspaper. Let's get to
Trooper standing by.
So, this is where we look at what's inside the newspaper. Yeah. And newspaper. And here we go. Today's headline. I haven't figured out my setup yet. I'm already looking at these award-winning shows and shows that took a long time to build up, and I'm just like, what? This will be forever. Like, subscribe. Me, Mongoose Max, a real small army of one. The zombie apocalypse, millions of people strong. All right, headline. Thank you very much. You know what? This one here. Stand up. Fight back. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. This is because of unemployment stuff. Okay, in Hawaii. Oh wait, first the numbers, huh? Numbers. 16 new cases. Hey, not bad. Statewide, 50. 1.1%. Contagiousness. 28% average. So we're still in tier 3 because we just made it to tier 3 today. It's tier 3. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 3. And we just made it to tier 3 as of midnight last night. And our numbers are still okay, so we're still in tier 3. Those go down like if this whacks out for 2 weeks. That's what makes it and breaks it. Now, the unemployment stuff, right, isn't coming in, and so they're down there, fight the power, and wanting their checks from the government. And there's so many cases of scam, especially this PPP thing with the federal government money. There's so much scams that people are getting, you owe money to the IRS because of this amount of money that was given to you from the PPP whatever thing. And people are scamming them. They never even signed up for it, and they're getting a bill from the IRS about money they received. And it's a mess. It's a hot mess. Copay. Yeah. This is a blend of 2 cheap instants that were left over. Man, the good stuff didn't arrive. It's frozen in the mainland somewhere. Alright, so... Oh, man. CDC examines best practices for gym and restriction keys. Gyms are, I think, 50% open. There's a chart. And you can have 10 people in your classes. And that was where the outbreak spread. Alright, let's move on. Back in the day here. Completion of Kaneohe Elementary School, $85,000 cafeteria will be marked as a family dinner, sponsored by the school PTA. That's where my mind is at. They made it a family diner. And the school PTA dinner will accept PTA. Meatloaf and mixed vegetables and pineapple cottage cheese salad, biscuits and pie. That reminds me of elementary school. But this is in 1957. Keep in mind, that's 2 years before this place became a state. The 50th state. Oh boy, we got a cafeteria! Dark shadow, like weird stuff. I don't know, it's Thursday. It's kind of like the weird off day of news, I suppose. Johnson and Johnson gets high marks. High marks. Just like baby powder. Just powder your ass with it. Moderna tweaks vaccine to fight variant. Then the military began operations at new vaccinations. Like, you see this? Using the military to dish out the vaccine. This is how I thought it was going to be in the first place. I mean, I literally thought when they gave out vaccines, it's going to look like this from day one. What happened? New cases. This is all mixed up. The Capitol Police knew a threat of violence. We got emails the night before. I don't know how much of advance notice that is, but still, yeah, they're nailing them for knowing about it in advance and not being prepared. Former utility officials, and because newspapers can, here's a picture of an airplane in front of the moon. It comes from Frankfurt, Germany. Flying into the moon. I think they're jealous of the rover. We get planes that fly. Don't forget us. Facebook is asserting political control by blocking Facebook in a revolution area. And this one's good. Check out Japan. I mean, Japanese. I mean, Japanese in Japan. Japanese. They always got something going on. Look at this. A literal bubble. Hey, we in a bubble. Okay. That's pretty good. Some guys are like, you know what? Just have an actual bubble. It's like everyone's like, stay in your little bubbles. We'll have a real bubble. What else is going on? Okay, Sudoku, yay! The stabbing guy, right? The guy got stabbed in a white guy. Honolulu's not usually that violent crime style. So they got this whole thing about this guy. They're shocked over his death. And they have a picture of him body surfing at Makapu. Well, this is cool. They're giving attention to the victim. But the thing is, the victim ain't out of the woods even though he's dead. Like, what's he doing getting in an argument in the middle of the street with the guy? And what's that all about? What's he been up to? But they're not going to do that, right? God rest his soul. Don't haunt me. Got another problem with a witch. And we're going to go delving into the paranormal. Spook 101 has been on ice for a while. Big Q, how about that? Should Hawaii's safe travel policy be uniform statewide so counties of islands can opt out? I call it test and travel. They call it safe travels now. They had a better one. Test and travel is better. 4% undecided, tough call. 4%, don't ask me. 45%, it's like 50-50. No, each county different. Allow opt-out option. 51%. Yes, unify rules. Reduce traveler confusion. Because they want tourists to come over and go, hey, okay, we'll do it. The other ones are like, hey, we're different from Maui County. We're different from Big Island County. Maui is now the hot spot for infections. Maui's more than Honolulu. Maui. And because the news can, in the news, ducklings cross the road at the Sheraton Waikiki. Why did the duck cross the road? Because the chickens stay scared. I try. Alright. Political cartoon. Oh, this is one of those political cartoons. It's not like, it's like these meaningful. Oh, let's switch from humor to inspirational meaning. So they got the vaccines and there's no hope. They don't got God for hope no more. They got has to be science. You know, I was watching some of these atheist channels. They're very convincing. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. I'm so scared I can pop up old and new very fast. So the Lord sent the pestilence on Israel from the morning until the appointed time. 70,000 of the people died from Danbir to Shebad. Oops. No. Now, concerning food sacrifices to idols, we know that all of us possess knowledge. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. Anyone who claims to know something does not yet have the necessary knowledge, but anyone who loves God is known by him. Okay. I'm just doing this reassurance of faith and my light bulb. You see, these atheists are very convincing. Within a philosophical argument to convince you God does not exist, the Bible has no meaning and nothing like this. But I don't know about all that. You can't just listen to one upstart kid from college with philosophical degree go like, let me out philosophize you. Now God does exist. I don't know. You can't prove it because it's called faith. And I'll tell you what, I don't know, it's been around thousands of years, and I don't know, I'd sort of rather believe than not believe. And how can you say the Bible is got mistakes in it, therefore there's no God? But you know what? Here's my biggest thing. If people don't have a rule of thumb about right and wrong, good and evil, like no God, then they got a prime excuse to do every evil, conniving, wicked thing possible. Which, that's why I don't trust this atheist stance. It's not that their thought process, I'm convinced with their thought process, but the overall feel to it. Now, that was my thank you. Thank you, God. Spare us and help us already. Screw the Job thing. Right. And now, Indy, back to... Throw me the idol, Indy. All right. Let's go to letters to the editor and get this going on for real. Letters to the editor. Because I got a letter. And I wiped twice and flushed twice, but I got a letter because everyone's got one. UI offices, unemployment insurance. Offices must open for in-person assistance. The state's unemployment insurance UI office remains closed to the public due to worries about angry UI applicants showing up. Site article, February 20th. Well, what do officials think? Retail employees have been dealing with this whole time. They are confronted by angry customers all the time, yet the stores still open. Meanwhile, many unemployed people lack access to computers and are having their mental health affected by calling the UI phone that almost never gets answered. Those people need in-person services. The UI office has months to plan how to install plexiglass, implement social distancing procedures, and hire security officers, all to assist unemployed residents who need assistance ASAP. That's as soon as possible. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. It's time for the state to stop making excuses and start living in the real world where everyone else lives in. Sure about that? And open the UI offices already. Pablo Wegesend Ili. Thank you. That was cool. That was kind of cool. It's got the little... See, we're looking for piss and vinegar. We're not looking for the most inspirational thing going on. Should resign over DUI incident. Ridiculously, State Representative Sharron blamed cough medicine and a beer for driving the wrong direction on a one-way street. I did that totally sober. 7 lanes of one way in Austin, Texas. And I was driving the wrong way. There's no cars. It was the street where this... I digress. Wrong ways, one-way street with operating vehicles under the influence. Star advertises February 24th citation. She is a hypocrite for telling us not to drink and drive when doing so herself. She threatened public health by going out for drinks and dinner when she admits to having an upper respiratory illness. Parenthetical, during the COVID pandemic, parenthetical end, exposing members of the public to her illness. Should resign. David Chemo Frankel, Wilhelmina Rise, which is a really steep road. You know, so what? She's being hypocritical. She just shouldn't drive. And you shouldn't be making a case for, she's a hypocrite. She drinks and drives and says not to. Trying to build a case so I can drink and drive too. No, you can't. It's dangerous for everyone. I'm watching you. And Morgan is watching too. Government officials put selves before public. There was a time when government's role was to serve the public and public's interest. It seems that today, elected officials believe that the public serves them. It is disgusting that with Hawaii having the highest unemployment in the nation, elected officials are considering pay raises for public employees. The sense of entitlement and arrogance that comes with it of unions and elected officials is an insult to those who have lost their jobs and are suffering real economic damage. COVID-19 clearly has demonstrated over the last 12 months that in this state, corruption, stupidity, and lack of common sense continue to run the show. It is more than unfortunate that the political machine and the various interests that control it have gotten so big they've forgotten whom they are supposed to serve. If elected officials and union leaders think the state can afford pay raises, I suggest they skip the raises and give tax breaks to all of us in the private sector. I think we deserve it. Angelica Burgermeister Haleiwa. Yeah, for real, Burgermeister. And she wants a break in her private parts sector. I mean, along the way. I like that. Miss Burgermeister. Teleworking, we're going to skip that. It's going to be stupid. Everything's stupid. It's kind of cut for time. College graduates should pay own debts. I agree with the points made in the letter. Less fortunate pay for loan forgiveness, February 21st. I would add that those who have student loan debts are supposed to make a lot more money than those who did not go to college. So why should the public pay these debts? Jim Killett, Lahaina. Lahaina Luna. My mortgage gone down the tubes. I'm sorry, Morgan. Morgan, sorry. What's this other guy? I'm sorry. Plenty of corruption even without gambling. Many letters have been written concerning gambling in Hawaii, most of them being against legalized gambling. I must agree. Imagine what might happen if gambling were legalized. We might end up with a corrupt police chief, suffer under a corrupt prosecutor, end up with a federal investigation involving possible illegal use of federal funds, parenthetical, the rail project, for example, and have a political purchase personal items using government credit card. Excuse me, parenthetical, like a surfboard or something? And parenthetical, have government officials spend money designated for native Hawaiians and trips, cars, and other personal items. Have politicians push kapuna and healthcare workers aside and jump to the head of the vaccine line. Give variances to developers, i.e. building a height and glass reflectivity, fewer parking stalls, setbacks, orientation, respect to viewplanes. Have poor roads riddled with potholes and terrible homeless problem. Yuck! As much as I favor housing for Hawaiians, gambling in Hawaii is not the way to pay for it. Let's keep Hawaii a law-abiding, aloha-filled state. John Boyce, Aina Haina. Thanks. All the things he listed were already done by the corrupt officials. I don't know. So far, I think I know who's getting the T-Rex tour. All right. Don't build monolith. We got all these other different options. Yeah. Don't build monolith of greed on harbor. Years ago, Honolulu Harbor was a beacon to the world, gifting it to it the virtues of Hawaiian beauty and culture. The harbor was an inviting force that brought alive the spirit of aloha to the world. Now, I am told that moneyed interests want to destroy the legacy. memories and beauty of Honolulu Harbor by erecting a monolith of greed that will rob the people of Hawaii of the views of that beautiful harbor. Built on that February 17th. This cannot be. The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. State motto. This proposal is not righteous. It is merely a testament to the greed and smacks of graft and corruption. The legislature's duty to Hawaiian posterity is to preserve that land for future Hawaiians and their children as a testament to their culture and heritage. They must deny this abomination. The altar to filthy lucre in Kaka'ako must be stopped. Glenn Shockley, Los Angeles. So, yes, Glenn's got a Hawaiian accent and he's in Los Angeles. Okay. Kind very much. We appreciate all your wonderful articles and stuff like that. I just kind of moved along here, but I would say the winner of the T-Rex award, who gets the T-Rex award.
Subscribe.
I would say it's Angelica Burgermeister with her corruption, stupidity, and lack of common sense. So, Angelica Burgermeister, you get the T-Rex Toenail Award. Of course, you don't actually get it.
I'm not your doggy.
You get it Akamai style, but you don't get that. You don't get nothing except the wonderful feeling of aloha and effervescence that you've been nominated to be featured on the Manga Smacks Hawaii newspaper series. Have a wonderful Thursday and hang loose whatever you do. Aloha. Here we go again.